How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to The Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome back to The Songwriter Show, right here on Reality Radio 101. I'm your host, Sarantos, a solo music artist who's been writing lyrics for as long as I can remember. Words just mean the world to me, and that's why I love hosting this show for you every single Tuesday evening. I believe in my heart that every song is a story. Tonight, I'm so excited to have on the show Dandelion Highway. They were formed in 2023 by a musical duo, Kaylee McCavick and Chris Sitnick. The two artists began collaborating after attending a concert for Irish singer CMAT together and realizing they shared a love for Irish folk songs, puppies, and grapefruit tea.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show, you two. How are you?
Hello.
We're very well, thank you.
So I have to ask, grapefruit tea. I've never heard of that. Is that a thing?
We love all teas.
Okay.
It was a big part of our first meeting. We realized we had a lot in common.
So you guys are Irish, I take it?
Just me. So I'm
okay.
Irish and Chris is from Toronto.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So tell us a little bit about this magical reunion. You guys started collaborating after this concert?
We'd known each other in passing before, and we had a mutual friend. At one point after the concert, I had mentioned to our friend Emily that if Kaylee ever wanted to do some music together, I'd love to, because I was looking for someone to do some sort of duet, collaboration with. And at the same time I had done that, Kaylee had also messaged Emily saying the same thing. So we sort of made an arrangement to get together. We actually started working on a song, or a song was born out of our first writing session together.
That's really cool.
Yeah, even though we come from different places, we had a lot of the same influences, we realized, and that we kind of just knew that we have a lot of the same sensibilities. So it just clicked right from the get-go.
Do you guys work remotely? Like, do you collaborate on songs, lyrics, vocals?
So I live in Toronto, so we work together here.
Got it.
We always meet in person.
Okay. That makes it easier, right? You're not across the pond, in Ireland or something?
No.
You guys gig regularly?
In the first year, we tried to play about every month within the city just to get our sort of live chops together, but, and sort of leaning on our friends to come out as much as they could. And they were very generous with their time. We owe them a lot because, on a cold winter night, they were coming out to see us, on a cold Tuesday night. And we're forever grateful for that. We're trying not to play as much, at least in the city, and sort of make it more of a special occasion. But for the first year, we really tried to get our sort of live show together.
We were building up our confidence and our stage presence. And at the same time, we were trying to establish who Dandelion Highway was, and we were writing music as well. So it was we've been really active since we started, really.
Yeah.
Friends and family are great, right? It's not fun to play a show to like two people.
Oh my God, no. Yeah, the bar staff and the sound man don't care for that very often.
Yeah. So tell us about your songwriting process. How do you guys get started?
I think we've collaborated on about 7 songs so far, and they're each a little different. Like there's some I've had that are almost finished that Kaylee will finish, and some that we've sort of born together out of an initial jam. Every song's been a little bit different.
Yeah.
I think we really trust each other that we'll show things to each other before we show them to anyone else. And I trust her opinion on whether she thinks something is good. And I think she feels the same way,
for sure. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your process. Like, how many songs have you guys put out, albums?
We did a live recording about a year and a half ago. Just 2 songs that we recorded in my basement apartment. One was a cover, and one was a song that Kaylee'd written that I just fell in love with right away. And sort of right after that, we just started working on this EP, and we've just started releasing songs from this EP. But it was about a year and a half of just recording.
It's a 5-song EP called The Crossing that we recorded with Ron Lopato here in Toronto.
You said that, and I know you said something different, but I almost thought I heard the Kraken. And I was like, just like, wait, what? What song? I guess my mind hears what it wants to hear, right?
I'll have to be careful about pronouncing that one.
Yeah,
The
no, it's okay.
The Crossing.
What instruments do each of you guys play?
So that's a bit of a fun topic. We some of the songs Chris wrote, he mentioned that sometimes he comes with like a nearly completed song, or sometimes I go to Chris with a nearly completed song. So depending on which one of us kind of wrote the majority of it, we usually play guitar based on that. So if it's my song, I'm playing guitar. If it's Chris's song, he's usually playing guitar. So I've learned to play bass with Dandelion Highway. But primarily Chris is the bassist and I'm the guitarist.
What do you guys do for drums? Do you have like a drum machine in the background, or do you just not do drums and just rhythm it with your guitars?
We've been so lucky with the people we've met.
In the studio is when like a lot of our songs sort of became Dandelion Highway songs. And for that, I think we owe a lot to our producer, who kind of like came up with the grooves and came up with the feels of the songs. And then we're working now with a friend of mine that I played with years and years ago. Like we were like road warriors together back in the early 2000s.
He plays drums for us live, Robin.
Yeah. And eventually we're going to start writing with him. But yeah, we do like enjoy having a live band.
Yeah, we play with a full live band. Most of the time, there's at least 4 or 5 of us on stage.
There's nothing like that, right?
Oh, it's so fun. So fun to collaborate. We've met some really, really talented musicians. They've all, been really generous with their time, like coming into the studio and recording with us. We've had an amazing violinist play with us, Emily Misura, and Joe Cantan joined us for guitar, electric guitar. We were so lucky.
Now, I have to kind of yell at you guys a little bit. I have to say you guys are way too nice to each other. You guys are like so polite. It's like, I know it's the Canada thing, but we got to get a little spice going, or a little controversy, or yell at each other a little bit, make our audience feel better.
No, this is real. This is how we get along. It's great. Yeah.
This is the vibe. It has been from the get-go. We generally get along. I don't think we've ever maybe once I put my foot down and said in the studio, no, I don't like this. But other than that, no.
Okay, so you haven't really yelled at him or anything like that. Well, it's only been a couple years, right? When you guys are like 10 years into it, you'll just be throwing pencils at each other and, guitar picks.
Yeah, when we're on the road or something.
That's right.
It is funny, like sometimes when we are writing songs, we have such different processes. Like he'll just hum a tune. It'll be a wordless tune, just la 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 la. And when you're in that flow state of writing, it's just a repetition of this wordless tune. And then that can be, it's so fun to try and like put words to it, or like come up with the ideas, but we're so different in how we write. Like it is fun, but it works.
Kaylee's got a notebook full of lyrics, and she'll just draw it from, and 15 minutes later, she's got a melody and a whole verse or chorus written. And it's really fun to watch her, because I tend to take a long, long time to come up with, 2 or 3 lines of lyrics. So I think we complement each other that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you guys are just too nice though still. Between her Irish accent and your Canadian accent, it's like, I feel like I can't yell at you guys. I'm trying to like say something like a smart ass, but I just can't. I can't be mean to you guys.
We're having, we're really just having a lot of fun. Like we're enjoying every little bit of success we have, and just try to like enjoy every bit of recording, the process. Even the hard times have been like, the struggles have been like really enjoyable,
Yeah.
Do you write music yourself? You're saying you write lyrics?
Me? Oh yeah. Yeah, I've written a few songs, a couple thousand.
Amazing. Yeah.
Tell us about your song that we're going to listen to in like 2 minutes here. What inspired it?
It was a song that I ran into an ex-partner a few years after we'd parted ways, and she just, she just looked so happy to see me, and we just had this really nice conversation, and it was just about, like, hey, we're good, I'm happy for you, you're happy for me, and and it was just, it was my part of, like, there's an Irish saying, it's like you're punching low, I just, part of me always felt like, oh, like, I don't, why is she with me? I was really, was smitten for a while. And it was just my way of saying, like, I really enjoyed the time we had together. And it was just a nice closure to a relationship, And then Kaylee came in and what did you said you wrote it you maybe wrote it from her perspective a bit?
Yeah,
Like,
so I was listening to your story of that interaction, and at first I was like, well, wow. Like, I mean, Sarantos, you said that we seem really nice, or you don't want to. Like, that is genuinely how Chris is. He's just the ultimate yes man. And I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about running into an ex and just be like, oh, I'm so happy for them. And like, it genuinely was so positive. So then when we looked at the song that Chris had, We Are Gold, I wanted to try and add a perspective that was bouncy, like the harmonies are bouncy and uplifting, because that's what I felt Chris's story was, it's supposed to be a I wish you well kind of a thing. So I added the parts from the girl's perspective. It was just an imagined thing.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell you what, let's take a listen, then we'll come back and talk a few more minutes, okay?
Amazing. Thank you.
All right, everybody, check this out. Here we go.
Rushmore always breaks my heart.
I still can hear you laughing.
Coffee dates that fall apart.
Never knew what I'd be missing.
So please think fondly.
If you do, I'd hear you.
November nights, wipe away the tears from your eyes and say goodbye.
Don't fall to pieces.
I got tired of being told you were punching low. You are gold. Young enough to start a war.
Old enough to reason.
Couldn't handle all the looks.
Instead of counting all the blessings.
So please think fondly. If you do, I'd hear you. November nights, wipe away the tears from your eyes and say goodbye. Don't fall to pieces. I got tired of being told you were punching low. You are gold.
You're the piece of me that never wants to part.
Oh, the piece of me that's always dreaming.
This is it, that was us before we ever knew we wouldn't have the
I
choice.
got tired of being told you were punching low.
And every now and then I see your face and strangers passing by.
Hanging till the stars came out. And one day a smile just knocked me down. November nights, wipe away the tears from your eyes and say goodbye. Don't fall to pieces.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. You guys have a very interesting vibe and chemistry together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad you liked it.
And I'm not going to make any more Ireland or Canadian jokes, okay? So tell us what you guys have planned for the fans in the next year. Anything exciting coming?
I think as excited as we are about these songs, I think we're really excited about the songs that are coming up, and and we're just trying to get better as musicians and as live performers and as singers.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
And singing together, and just we're just trying to become better artists, and we're excited about putting the work in, and we're hoping to play some bigger festivals in the summer.
We have our next release, so we're having a release party for that, December 17th here in Toronto, and then we're releasing the rest of the EP early next year as well. It has like a song in Gaelic, so it's a little bit of an Irish callback there.
Okay. Is there a book that you guys are currently reading that you want to share?
No, I usually read like fantasy books, so I don't know, is there an overlap between the folk or music and those?
There's a Buddhist book that's been sitting on my my dresser that a friend of mine lent me that I'm meaning to get to. So I think over Christmas I'll try to get a hold of it. I tend to watch more documentaries than I read these days, but I really enjoyed the Tom Petty documentary. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Actually, I read that. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is happening in music that is going to really influence the next decade? What do you think is really something right now that you want to give a warning to or a shout out?
I don't know much about the AI, involvement, but I'm a little afraid about that. So, but it sounds like people are getting ahead of that, and getting copywriting and licensing is going to protect the artists a bit. So that probably would be my biggest concern. Kaylee, what do you think? Anything that scares you?
I would say I think she got scared of your question.
Oh. Sorry.
Yes, definitely scared of the question.
Live on the show tonight, you guys broke up, so it just happened with that question. She had enough of your crap, man.
That's it. I'm done.
I said, you know what? I can't. It's hard enough to be vulnerable and to come up with to share a part of yourself, right? If you're putting your songs out there into the world. Yeah, I would agree that the AI thing is a little bit scary as a artist who's trying to produce music authentically, not to say, yeah.
Well, and the scary part is if you have music or lyrics and you're like, hey, instead of going to thesaurus.com, you're like, hey, what's another word for pain, to plug in here? That's one thing, right? I think writers, lyricists, you can use every resource available. The problem is when people don't know what they're doing musically, lyrically, and they just, you can have ChatGPT write you anything you want, and I've tried this, and I've taken songwriter lessons, and people have done vlogs on this, and you look at it and there's so many issues with it, right? So I think if you're experienced enough, you can know what all the issues are, but when you're not, you just put out some of this stuff and it's got so many issues with it. And that's where it's almost a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I think that's where it's going to really get people, where they're like, hey, look what I wrote. And they didn't really write it. And it's pretty obvious to the professionals.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's, I think, going to be a big problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, half of it is in the live element too, connecting with your audience and all the storytelling and the building the songs like live with a band as well. There's no replacing that magic when you're...
No. The bottom line is your fans are going to eat up anything you put out. So you could put out something and people like to complain about certain famous artists, but at the end of the day, they've built up that database of fans, and anything they put out, if it starts streaming number one because their fans are behind it, we can't all sit here and get mad saying my song's so much better. Even if it is, you just got to try to hustle and work hard and just keep trying to get better. That's all you could do.
Yeah. The joy is like, bettering yourself and bettering your craft, right? That's the real success, I think.
Yeah.
And bettering the show. We're going to be teaching Chris. We're teaching Chris some Irish dancing moves. We think for the next show, we're going to have him up there doing a 1, 2, 3.
Oh, God help us.
It's funny. You're going to hate me. I was going to ask you one more question, but I'll mention this before I ask you the last question. I actually, next March, I'm just finishing up a song called St. Patrick's Day.
Oh.
And I let a couple people hear it because it got rated really well. And they're like, "You're not Irish." And I was like, "Yeah, but I just got in my head. I wanted to write this song, this happy festive thing."
Yeah.
So when you hear it next March, do not get upset and mad with me that I wrote it. And I'm a, Greek American singer-songwriter.
Amazing.
I think people that are Irish or understand what St. Patrick's Day is are going to love it. But other people are just going to be like, "What in the hell is this?" So
it's in the calendar. We can't wait.
I mean, what a huge compliment as well that you felt inspired by the music or the culture. Like, being Irish is the state of mind,
That's right.
Do it.
All right. So here's your last question. Where can our fans find you guys, your website, your socials, anything you want to share with them before we let you go tonight?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Kaylee.
No, I was going to say we should definitely leave Chris do this. He's the social media guy.
We've really focused on Instagram. You can find us pretty easily at Dandelion Highway on Instagram, or Spotify or TikTok. We're pretty active. You kind of have to pick and choose what social media you go on, right? There's so much, but we're very active and we're very responsive on Instagram if anyone wants to find us there.
Okay.
Yeah, TikTok. And we have a website, dandelion-highway.com, which is going to be updated soon, I promise.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show tonight.
Thank you so much for having us. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you to all the fans for listening tonight to the three of us. We all hope your unique story gets heard around the world, too. My name is Sarantos. Please join me every single Tuesday evening right here on the Songwriter Show on Reality Radio 101 to hear other awesome artists share their fascinating behind-the-scenes stories right here. Have a wonderful night. I love you all.
The stars were lighting up, your touch was all I know. You say I'm a dreamer, how'd you figure that out? Was it the look in my eyes? Was it the passion in my heart? You say I'm a dreamer. We will be okay. Will always stay, I'll never break your heart. You say I'm a dreamer, how'd you figure that out? Was it the look in my eyes? Was it that passion in my heart? You say I'm a dreamer. Am I such a dreamer? Just because I need her.
listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No